Enemy officer has been defeated.
Splendid work indeed.
Going to open with this for the people with the same concerns as me. You play as a non-customizable OC with amnesia, but you can temporarily switch to an allied character that you select at the start of a level by filling a super meter mid-battle, and they can do this. The roar of the battlefield, the sparks of metal clashing with metal, and the sound of electric guitars blaring as you slaughter hundreds. What I just played is next-gen Dynasty Warriors. Finally. Some preamble first. I've been zoned out of Dynasty Warriors for the past several entries. As a kid, I loved Dynasty Warriors, especially for Extreme Legends. It was my shit. But after the honeymoon phase of the PS2 era, my interest really started to wane. None of the PS3 era titles really drew my interest, and even after shifting to PC, my copy of DW8 sits in my Steam library barely touched. I've watched mechanics come and go, I've seen them try for hyper-realism, and even worse, and it's all just never felt like an improvement on the things that made childhood me lock onto a tiny TV situated on the top of a tall dresser at 3 AM. Things were simpler back then. Anyways, throughout the years, I've never felt like this series did anything solid enough to truly shake the brainless button masher label a lot of gaming had associated with it. Outside of the occasional Empires edition, it's really hard to fuck up a good old map painting simulator.
Map painting
tastes like happiness, it tastes like first love, tastes like warm embrace from your lover. Next time you feel lonely, just
paint a map.
Anyway, what has always been the most frustrating part to me though are the spin-off games that exude so much creativity. Gundam, Legend of Zelda, Persona, Fate, One Piece. And while these franchises are mainly using the simplistic Musou formula as a cost-efficient way to implement their massive character rosters, they all have really interesting and fun and fantastical mechanics and campaigns that ultimately leave the historical titles in the dust.
Really?
It is baffling, at least from a more casual point of view, so correct me in the comment section if this is a hot take, that the developers just leave behind the mechanics from games they themselves developed as they proceed to recreate the base formula with a few more characters or a few more stages that looks more and more flaccid and boring with every spin-off title that they themselves create. Why can't I swap characters mid-fight in Dynasty Warriors 8, released in February 2013, when I can in Pirate Warriors 2, released in March 2013? To their credit though, they removed this feature entirely in Pirate Warriors 3. Anyway.
Take this. You don't think you can pass through the gate so easily.
Another victim has fallen before me.
Oh my god, I can swap characters. Oh my god, I can do parries. Oh my god, I take damage from enemies. Oh my god, these are some of the most pitiful things to get excited for in a video game. Jokes aside, playing the demo was a blast. It was genuinely one of those pulled back into a time of childhood whimsy sort of situations. This feels like a genuine next generation leap for the series, and I just didn't expect it. The roars of battle around you, dodging and parrying attacks from all sides, calling your bodyguards to execute tactical attacks?
Things don't look too good. The battle is more intense than I anticipated.
That was not something I ever thought was on the menu, but here it is, and yo, you can send out blankets of arrows or call in a spear charge or just straight up jump an enemy commander. Even basic shit like moving to a new location is super exciting, with the sheer number of soldiers and cavalry all charging together to a new location. And then you get to a general fight and you get the option to challenge them to a duel?
What year is it?
And just when the dopamine rush of being able to duel was about to run out, because to be fair, it is still just the game's standard combat system but in a 1v1, right before my mind reset back to neutral.
Let's end this.
This is the end for me.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
Something else.
God damn, that shit slaps. The game does a really good job at making things feel impactful and making you feel like a badass, so much so that it reminds me of a quote from Todd Howard.
How people feel when they have accomplished something themselves in your game is this feeling of pride that nothing else in entertainment can give you. And you can design for this moment, even simple things, puzzle games. My favorite sort of ego-stroking design to make you feel great moment in any game is Peggle. Have you, everybody here played Peggle? Have you finished a level? If you haven't, all levels end this way. I'm pretty great. I think I'll play another level. I'm pretty great. I think I'll play another level.
Okay, the adrenaline is finally starting to fade.
Oh god, I'm coming down!
I do have some concerns considering that this title is called Origins, because honestly, to me, I translate that to mean reboot, and the cynical part of me equates reboot with changes and less content than the original, which when facing a series with like 100 unique characters and just some way out there shit, it makes me worried about what got the axe. And lo and behold, a little bit of digging so far only confirms about 9 playable characters, which I'm assuming means only 9 usable weapon types. But honestly, it might be worth it if the game maintains the scope and level of polish shown in this demo. Is that cope? Maybe. But Lady Sun made it into the cut and she's not wielding a realistic bow, so I'm eating good. It probably also helps that I have really gotten into the large-scale war battles genre, so seeing things like hordes of soldiers launching volleys of arrows or charging on horseback viewed from the soldier's perspective, I highly recommend downloading this demo and trying it out for yourselves. It's only one stage, but it is well worth your time. Yeah, my title is a bit of an exaggeration, but not that much. At least for me, after open world DW, I just relegated this entire company to that group that makes really good spin-off games. But here I am genuinely excited to play the mainline title again. This is exactly what they should be doing. Mainline DW doesn't have a magical half-naked fairy dropping nukes onto the battlefield, or a busty pirate able to summon colossal flying boats for covering fire, or a cartoon god just doing weird shit. But what they can do is take the somewhat fantastical but still roughly grounded warfare from the Three Kingdoms era and then elevate those concepts with the exaggerated swagger of the Japanese entertainment industry. The booming sounds of commanders calling for arrows to blot out the sky, dueling an enemy commander as both sides' troops stand in awe, watching these fuckers knock down this big ass wall. And let's be honest, I'm not just interested in what they have done here, it also makes me really interested in what they're going to do going forward from this. Again, Empires, just a dab is all I need. Or maybe some of those improvements leak into their spin-off titles, which like I said earlier, were already good games. Who knows how this title will turn out? I just really hope they don't drop the ball with some random bad decision that tanks the entire experience. So, go try out the demo if you haven't, and I will see you next time. Mata ne.
I'll show you how much better I am.
Damn, that's a good way to end a demo.